A few hours ago, I was actually in Dallas, and earlier today, I was surrounded by hundreds of high levelers as we were waiting, and there was so much energy for Level Update 2024 updates. And so what I want to do is break those down for you. If you didn't know, my wife is pregnant. We are expecting, and I was kind of high stress this whole week, waiting to see if I was going to get a call. Well, guess what? I'm home, but it was also a false alarm. So I'm going back. I also just booked a ticket, so I'm going to be back in Dallas in a matter of hours, but I was here killing time. There was no way I was going to sleep anyways, so I figured I would give you the breakdown of the Level Up releases that just happened. HighLevel was fabulous. They put together an entire article that broke this down, but what's interesting is, there's that article, but during the actual summit, they're live, Sean mentioned there was 312 releases. On the actual blog post, there's only about 115 releases that are detailed there. So I'm going to go through it, talk you through all of these, any of the high points, the things that are getting claps and cheers, my reactions, my hot takes to it, as well as maybe call some of the things that they announced that did not make it to the blog, and some other things that they announced which are cool, we're looking forward to, but they're still yet to be understood, and what that's going to look like. And so as I pull up the blog, first thing to understand about this, like you see this, they're calling it HighLevel's features, enhancements, and upgrades. A big theme and a commitment into 2025 is this going to be a year of, I like to call it quality of life improvements, right? Things that are enhancements. They're not always something brand new and pioneering. It could just be an enhancement. So as we scroll through this and take a look at it, there are a lot of enhancements there. The two huge new things, I think if there's anything else that was skipped in here, but it says AI employee. Even I could argue that that's an enhancement. It is a consolidation of pieces and parts and an offering that already exists, but I think they're being presented in a more accessible way. That's going to be cool. GoHighLevel, similarly, you call it an enhancement, is basically their answer to school. So instead of only having an isolated community, now you can have a discoverable community. And so yet to be seen, is GoHighLevel going to get traction? What are we going to do about communities on there that are overtly talking about HighLevel? This was actually announced as a partnership with mastermind.com, which is probably now the largest community of, in terms of reselling or rebranding HighLevel, but definitely the largest community of sub accounts on HighLevel that create communities. So community meaning just like tribe of people, communities also meaning the actual tool that you use inside of HighLevel to create groups and communities. And so basically the school clones. And so those are two big ones, and lots of other stuff going on. So if you expand this, you'll see, like I said, it's about 115 releases that are detailed here. I'm going to go through them with you. So Ads Manager, if you didn't know, there is an Ads Manager, direct integration into Meta. They did announce, I think Google's coming soon. It's a mix of live and then like coming soon, as you'll see we go through these releases. There was an audience tab that's now, you can use that to create customer lookalike audiences, just to make a more native feeling experience of the integration there. Statistics, they pulled some of those things over there. The affiliate manager, there's click tracking. This was a big one we were waiting for. There's actually a number of enhancements and that have gone on in the affiliate manager space, but click tracking was a big one there. So you can now, affiliates can see how many clicks their links got, which is nice. This was online listings. So these are some of the enhancements that, like, a common theme of, like, now you've got more reporting or more data or more visualization into that. So this is for the online listings area, which actually they announced two big partnerships, which I think we'll get to maybe in this part here. The prospecting tool, they're calling the analytics dashboard. So it's just a better presentation in the prospecting tool. The apps marketplace. We were actually invited into be part of the pioneer development for selling snapshots in the apps marketplace. So now you can actually buy snapshots either direct to your users or direct to the agency inside of this sort of like app marketplace. You got to call it something different. So they're saying, like, call it whatever you want. I think their example there was like kits. We commonly call them business in a box. Maybe that'll catch on. So now you can buy snapshots direct from folks there. Troubleshooting tool, a little bit easier to troubleshoot if why time slots aren't available. So like it'll tell folks, why it's showing or not showing it, or like based on this calendar availability or based on the setting that you have there. So it should ease the understanding because there's a diversity of calendars there. I thought that was kind of a cool enhancement. Notes per contact, or notes per appointment. That was nice. So now you can have notes specific to the appointment, not just on the contact, which is kind of part of expansion of data there. Conversational AI, view prompts, knowledge base, actions for each AI message, more detailed steps there in terms of like the workflow builder for the AI side of stuff. You can edit the bot status for a contact, which is nice. Visitor data widget. So this is on the dashboard. You have now more visualization of just like visitor, like visits. So top level data reporting there. Recurring tasks came. Some of these have actually been released over the last couple of weeks, but they get kind of consolidated, and all of October gets globbed into level update releases here. Comparing across timeframes. This is a cool one. There has been, it's some of the dashboard difficulties right now has to do with age of data, time of data, whether you set it to when the contract was created or when the stage was changed. But now this comparison, I think it's a good enhancement there. Documents and contracts, you can do direct pay, which is kind of cool. So now it's like it can be like document signing and the invoice all into one flow, which is nice. Good enhancement there. Upsell products at checkout for e-commerce stuff. So if you're doing the store, you got that in there. Dashboard email widgets. So now you can look on the dashboard reporting. You can see opens, clicks, bounces. This is now pulling data was another place. Now you can see on the dashboards there. The default segments is another one that's been live for a few weeks. I think this is really cool. I'm hopeful that they're going to build out more features here to help us move away from Beehive. We started HighLevel. It just wasn't quite there in terms of the real data you need. So we use Beehive for our newsletter. This is the kind of stuff that would pull us back into just HighLevel, which will be awesome. Inline surveys inside of emails. I mean, we've had a solution for this. It's been custom code stuff for years. Now they've got it built in natively, which is really cool. So they've got like a net promoter score of 10, thumbs up, thumbs down, star. So your core ones are there. Yet to be seen how customizable it is, but like for having it, that's going to be a cool thing. There, conditional elements in the email builder. So that's nice in terms of personalization. Like you can show it or not show it. So it'd be just hyper personalized. The 2.0 importer, just to keep the theme of being able to easily import ClickFunnels. That got dropped. I think that was a today drop. Unless it's a coming soon. No, I think that was a today drop. Separate image dimensions. Oh, like they've put so many refinements, enhancements into the funnel builder for mobile versus desktop view. That's awesome. Domain purchasing, once again, it's been live for a little bit, but you can purchase domains directly inside of HighLevel. The WordPress site cloning support, which is nice. So instead of having to, like we had to previously use extra plugins to kind of like clone it and then recreate over there, now there's a little bit easier way to reproduce it, like clone sites and just streamline the duplication process in there. Multi-selecting files, which is really cool. The Google Drive integration, you can sync files from Google Drive to HighLevel's media storage. This is going to be absolutely killer. I'm really excited. Ask me in like 6 months. This will probably be one of the biggest things that we use is from a simplicity from like a media team, creative team to have it just synced, which is going to be pretty killer. Private mode, so you can have it secure and sensitive like to the user as opposed to like always, just having more security for the data there. Little bit of enhancements around scheduling subscriptions, sending invoices from the contact details page. So from that, from the smart list area, when you dive into the contact details, be able to do it directly in there, which is nice. WhatsApp in appointment booking. So this is WhatsApp already has an appointment integration there. So now they're syncing those across. So appointments booked from like the business WhatsApp integration now will tie into the HighLevel calendar. Custom menu links in the SaaS plans. That's kind of cool. So now instead of, if you have custom menu links, you don't have to individually manage it and come back and like grant, you can automate granting access based on the custom menu links and the SaaS plan. That's a really cool one for a lot of third-party integrations now. You can just make that like a native experience there. Splitting columns and documents, like go figure, but this is quality of life improvements here. PayPal and the pay later integration there. So just more support on other payment methods there. Carousel ads for the ads manager. Multiple payment providers. This is still like, so this was the commitment is to open it up. It's previously been limited to Stripe. Now there's more there, and they definitely did a UI enhancement there. Just the layout for the SaaS plan management there, it definitely looks a lot cleaner. reselling add-ons with SaaS plans. So now you can add multiple add-ons, reselling, like it just better use of the SaaS configurator or just the SaaS manager there for SaaS plans. Estimate actions, triggers, templates, bringing in some of the estimate things you can do directly from workflows, which is cool. Automating those, having templates, leveraging those templates and workflows. So just bringing in more elements tied together. Leads and sales insights, in-campaign statistics. Once again, making it more seamless, bringing in what you expect in terms of like a meta ads manager. Now it's going to feel more native inside of HighLevel. The customer access center. This is kind of cool. So for more of like a, it's like a My Account. If you had like WooCommerce, like the My Account feature where it's, you could see you placed an order before, or you have things saved in a cart or previous orders, stuff like that. So they're calling it the ecom buyer login. I mean, this already exists definitely in like a Shopify or a WooCommerce, and now you can have that inside of HighLevel natively, which is really cool. Custom fields and contact forms for the chat widget. This is a nice one. So now you can have custom fields in those forms. So you can expand what is part of the initial chat widget capture there. Submissions page revamped, just totally overhauled with more customization, dynamic view, like you can copy data directly to the URLs, and just enhancing the forms and surveys, which is kind of cool. It'll come later here. One I was excited about is quizzes, very similar to this. But so notes and stickies in the workflow. The workflow builder in general like feels like a lot of things added in there. So the sticky notes, where they used to have like notes on the actions, now you can just have sort of sticky notes directly in there. Pie chart visualization for the funnels. Just cool, enhancement in terms of data reporting there. The math operations for custom values inside of workflows. Unified stats and email. This is one of those quality life email things to move towards like taking more newsletter, like an aggregate to see how did a campaign do? What were the opens? What were the most popular clicks? All the sort of things that's a big component like Beehive. Now it's coming over to HighLevel. Advanced stats for the social planner, which I talked to a number of folks that are really excited about like this and social planner enhancements that are coming out or already live. Pause, update subscriptions. Gosh, this is magical. Quality of life. This is so good. So lots of updates, but these are sort of in enhancement space there. But if you've been using it, oh, this feels so good to finally have. Reviews and ratings for products. You can hide all of the GHL templates by default. You can customize each sub-account's view, which is kind of cool. You can hide irrelevant categories. They also, I don't know, I mean, this is a big list, so we'll see if they get to it, or I'll refine the extra 200 that aren't listed here. Selecting a phone number for SMS. You can do this in automations as well. A WooCommerce integration. Also, this is like Shippo, Printful, and WooCommerce. Just more e-commerce integrations there. The Printful one, they're continuously having more quality of life improvements there. We've had the integration for a little bit now, but it was like missing things like, I couldn't take a product ID from the actual purchase, pass it off to Printful to know what was actually being purchased there. So it continues to get better. This is part of big quality of life there. Community chats inside of communities. So there's actually DMs and community chats. Discover tab. For the app marketplace, you can decide, do you want it discovered? Do you want it hidden? Do you want it private? Just more the quality of life stuff there. Quick reply for contacts for Facebook and for Meta, for IG and for Facebook came out, which is kind of cool. So this is just, you can kind of see it there. Maybe like it's just quick reply is what it is. Pre-saved quick replies there. The widget marketplace, so there's going to be more expanded marketplace there for forms and websites. Sort of similar to what's been possible now with workflows. You can custom develop in it. Now there's going to be more widgets inside of these other places like forms and websites. There's the math calculations for additional field types that came out for forms and surveys. Digital product delivery. Now you can deliver it seamlessly through like instant download links. Business office hours for the chat widgets. The blog importer. It says any CMS. I've not gotten to test this out, but this is phenomenal. So if you're like migrating over, I'm guessing the big one's going to be like WordPress for folks. I don't know if you still have a blogger going on, but That'll be pretty awesome. Tracking actions with custom object audit logs. There was a ton about custom objects. And so this is more of that, like, how can I leverage that more? The best example I think out there for custom objects, Sean used this one about if you're dealing with vets, it's like pets. You know, you might want to attribute a pet to like two parents, you know, or two adults. I know a big one in spaces that we've had with some of our brands is like the parent-child relationship. Do anything medical there? You're like, I need to know, like, I can't be texting the minor, but they might be, it's a pediatrician, whatever it might be there. So that's what custom objects allows us to do. Define custom objects, create custom attributions there, and really allows you to compete with like a HubSpot or Salesforce and like literally go toe-to-toe with any big enterprise CRM, which is pretty phenomenal there. You can sell snapshots through the SaaS plans on the marketplace. I think we kind of talked about that, but there's the snapshots in there. Personalizing, so they got themes. You can always do custom widgets, but now there's the actual themes, so like the colors, the circles. I saw someone literally asking about this today in the Facebook group, and I told them, like, the themes just came out. It's live, so you can actually now have themes for your dashboard, at least for like colors, and then sort of baby themes there. New mobile UI for courses, which is kind of cool. Single sign-on for WP admin access. A lot of security improvements there. Automated the domain setup on the WordPress side of it. Client portal. So refresh on the client portal. This is kind of part of communities is how it's there. And so now you can, increase the customization, increase the relevance there. And eventually this is going to hold a lot of, like, you just see this playing out in many, many different ways there. White label mobile app customizer. So sub accounts can create a branded mobile app of their, I believe it's communities or that like portal, that area there. So on a per sub account basis, the photo gallery element in funnels and websites, the support dashboard, like for tasks, and I have not seen this into like real life here, but like there's a lot of enhancement here for communities. And so this is kind of, I think, part of that. I don't know if it's for their ops team or our ops team or not ours, but like internally for folks doing there. But with communities now, you've got events, calendars. They didn't organize this in place, but they got calendars, they got chats that came out. There's analytics for forms and surveys, just better. There really wasn't analytics before. It was like you could find a log of the entries. Now you actually can have analytics there. This was the widgets. So I already mentioned it was up above about like this is going to be in forms and surveys, but this is kind of what it looks like inside of the funnel builder or website builder on the like little plus left side there where you could bring up like global sections. Now you're going to have a widget marketplace. We can add specific widgets in there. This is going straight against like a form site or ELF sites, sort of look and feel there. Working hours for your AI employee. I think we'll talk about it. We're getting close here. Documents and contracts, custom value support in those. That's awesome. I've been waiting for that. And custom values. Just being able to just have better usage out of documents and contracts there. Teams integration. Folders for snippets. This one got a lot of claps. This is a deep usage thing. Custom value support for links, always nice. A starter plan, $10 for 10,000 premium actions in terms of the workflows there. Prospecting tool enhancement there for you can reorder the sections of the report if you're using the prospecting tool. Snapshot push history, which is nice. Facebook and Instagram integration for shops. Straight to Meta Commerce there. External website support, so you can run the affiliate manager for external websites, so that really it could work on like a WordPress. I mean, other sites as well, but beyond just GHL websites and funnels there. Custom reports in general, so now you can customize that more. There was already little bits of this. It just keeps on refining, getting better. The campaign flow and summary page. This is for the emails if you're creating like kind of newsletter style or emails in that way. Definitely a smoother workflow. Collecting payments for recurring appointments. Rebilling summary. It's again, visualizing it. And now you can see how much money you're actually making, even on rebilling. So just a better insight into rebilling. There's a different, just enhanced, a smoother onboarding process for the configurator. It was so needed. It keeps getting better. So that's pretty awesome. Partial submissions and surveys. I'm really excited about this. And so this is like you can capture data incrementally and as opposed to just at the end, which is really cool. You don't have to stack forms. That was the old workaround. The activity logs for WordPress. I think we talked about that. There's a new theme that came out for courses, Neo Classic, GMB Facebook integration for online listings. There was, cool 2 partnerships, which we'll see if we get to the end. I don't know if they mentioned it in the blog article here, but so expanded availability for the online listings, just more of a internationalization, process there. Mega navigation menu, which if you've been building websites, you kind of know what that is. Smart list for appointments, advanced filters, just additional filters. This is one of my favorite things actually, but now to be able to use it into workflows. So if you can use smart lists into workflows, phenomenal. They came like when these predefined lists inside of emails, now you can do it in workflows. Agency wallet notification here. Here was the custom menu links, just enhance that. You can rearrange it, which is nice. You can change the order there. You can change when it shows up. Deeper Shopify integrations and triggers. Template library. You can customize the display of an opportunity card. The template library is more robust. You got ads, stores, dashboards, docs, contracts, and snapshots. I think this is supposed to say snapshots in templates. All of these are inside of templates. Now, searchable fields. You can define the searchable fields for the global search there. Webinar funnels they came out with. So different funnel type is webinar. This could be on demand or live. They improved some of the media library for asset stuff in the affiliate manager there. AI funnel. This is in beta, but it actually will generate, you'll use AI to generate the funnel. Pretty phenomenal. Spam detection for reviews. A new review trigger. Man, we've been waiting for this for so long. So stoked about that. Just more, more trigger on the in the workflow opportunity there. Import contacts and opportunities. Once again, streamlining that process. It hadn't been refined in like 2 years, so that's really nice. Associations between contacts, like once again, parent-child, spouses, teams, business associates. The quiz builders. This is actually a new thing, so you can actually build quizzes. Which is really cool. Website templates for WordPress, which is really cool. The web widgets, which is just another, this is more developer, opportunity there. And you can control that for how it displays. Calendar appointment options for if else conditions. So, basically if you wanted to branch and have different follow-ups depending on when it was starting, when it was ending, you could do that now. Now they've just given you custom dashboards, widgets, reports. Some of the things that used to be only in the $497 plan is now in the $297 plan. The workflow AI assistant in the workflows. I mentioned it got different. You got notes. Now there is a assistant. This is moving in the way of like how Zapier has their sort of assistant builder. The difference is, I will say, it's only text-based right now. You can ask it anything, engage with it. It'll kind of guide you through the build process. It isn't quite to like the if you've used that with Zapier, where it's like, oh, this is what you need, and clicking it builds it all out for you. So, but it's still very cool. Awesome step in the AI direction there. A photo gallery element. That's what they had here. Okay, so they this is definitely not comprehensive, and that's why I'm here helping you. So a couple big things that I took away from this as well. 2, they revealed they've been moving the way of more partnerships, and so for WordPress, we saw it be and then get really good. They announced the reason for that is because they actually expanded to Rocket.net is the provider there. Probably the fastest managed WordPress provider on the marketplace there. And so they're planning to do more of this kind of partnership integration, sort of solution creation for different big features. It was unclear exactly what's, how they decided on that, case-by-case basis, but that was kind of cool. The other big partnership was in the SEO space, Search Atlas, which I think they said 70% of their customers use Search Atlas, or were already, 70% of the people who care about SEO are maybe using Search Atlas. So there's going to be a native Search Atlas integration coming out there. And that's like when you see like the visualization on maps and that sort of thing, which is going to be really cool. They committed to spending $5 million over the next 5 years to expand. I think this is for developer initiatives, which is going to be great. So I don't know if that's going to be stipends or grants or subsidies or ways that they're just trying to just incentivize, all these things we see marketplace. Like, that's great, but that's a marketplace with nothing to buy or sell isn't that great. So I think they're just continuing to focus on filling that. I remember last year, a big commitment was that everything is going to be API first or developer first. And that's what we're seeing. Like, it's moving that way to make sure that before it's rolled out, it's the developers already know there's already a method there, and they really get to champion and grow that community, it's been awesome. And so there is my same day debrief. I want to know if you heard it or if you watched it, because it was streamed. What stood out to you? What are you most excited about? I think for me, the idea of quality life is really, really entertaining. Like, they have hit so many big things. I didn't really get to go into, maybe I should have expanded more on the AI employee. So that's a consolidation of reviews, conversations, copy, maybe the funnel side of it. I don't know if it's into the images as well, but there's 4 or 5 AI functions. They used to be separated out and you'd pay per usage kind of thing. Now they've got an unlimited plan for roughly $100. I don't know if it's 97, $100 per sub account. You can resell that. So if you want to resell for $149, you're making $50, but the cost is $100 for that AI employee. And it simplifies the sales process. So I actually think it's going to be a big thing for the next year. I'm super excited to get that loaded into accounts and explore that. It's also going to really force folks to level up their sales process, because $100 per sub account, you can't afford to just give that away if you're only charging $100. But I think it's appropriate. Is like, these are big problems that are being solved, tons of leverage that's being created for the end businesses. And if they've got an AI employee that's literally replacing work of their employee, it's worth way more than $100. And so ideally, you could turn around. You don't have to sell this at $150. You could sell it at $200, $300, and really position it against the opportunity cost of another person. Or even it's just like doubling the output or the effectiveness of the existing folks in there. So that was a big thing, and the Go collab, the collaboration there with mastermind.com. I think it'll be interesting to see how that pans out, if it gains a lot of traction there. And like I said, it's going to be, it was already a little bit controversial. If you go there, and the first ones you see are all talking high level, because you're like, I don't really want to tell my customers to go there and put their community in Go collab if it's a bunch of high level communities inside of Go collab. So I think, like I said, mastermind.com, their folks are more teaching their expertise and doing more of a traditional, call it like school-based style communities there. So that's the opportunity. But so, as I mentioned, I was at the summit up until today, rushed home. Turns out to be a false alarm. I'm going to rush back to the summit. If you hung out this long, I'm going to put a link below in the notes, because speaking of notes, we brought along 12 team members. They have sessions. They have all these different tracks for affiliates, for agencies, for SaaS mode, and it's literally impossible to experience the entire summit even while you're there. So what we've been doing is we've been attending every single thing, and we've been taking notes. And this is my gift to you. If you would like the 2024 Summit notes, down below in the description, you can get a link to get those notes. Obviously, the summit's still going on. If you're watching this after the summit, you can go get those, get the recap. And as always, our style is like, we're going to be factual, give you the goodies there, as well as any hot takes, because I think it's good to have information. It's even greater to have the context, because context creates value. And if you're at the summit and you're seeing this and you're like, Matt, I thought you left. Guess what? I'm coming back, and I'm super excited to finish it out strong and experience the rest of this amazing event. I also, I want to tease, they are announcing the location for the 2025 Summit, and my team was hyper diligent in snooping it out and figuring out when and where that is happening. But because this video is going to come out before the end of the summit, I will save it. So HighLevel, I'm not blowing any surprises. But here's what I'll tell you this. I'll give you this little nugget. It is earlier, which I actually appreciate. So it's a little bit earlier. I'm not going to tell you where it's at, but if you're watching this later, I'll also make sure we keep a link down to get tickets for the 2025 Summit, because I think this is a phenomenal event. Definitely something that you are not going to want to miss. And I hope you enjoy the last ounce of my energy that I could bring to give you my hot take, summary, and maybe just edify HighLevel's blog article here from being there live in person, hearing this, experiencing it, and interviewing, I forget how many folks, 30 folks a day, just getting their takeaways. But really excited to get that all to you. And thanks so much for tuning in. If this is your first time here and you want to make sure you don't miss anything, go ahead and hit the subscribe. We do roll these out often. And so if you're in the high level space, man, HL Pro Tools, we are here for you. I'd love to support you any way we can.